For Moses was tending the flock of his father-in-law, Jethro, the priest of Midian. Now, I don't know if there are any men here who feel they have father-in-laws in your relationship with your father-in-law, okay? We're already cast into a very interesting relationship. Historically, that's sometimes a somewhat tense one. I'm not sure how it was for Moses. Barb, you may tell us later on, okay? Not that you knew Moses. You may talk about it yourself.
Thank you, Father Dave.
Moses was tending the flock of his father-in-law Jethro, the priest of Midian, leading the flock across the desert, and he came to Horeb, the mountain of God. And there was an angel of the Lord appearing to him in fire flaming out of a bush. Now talk to me, okay? Is that an image of God for you and me? I mean, we've been with lots of images in our lives, but I mean, if you're doing the job of your father-in-law, are you going to stop to talk to the flaming bush? I mean, would you even take long enough to listen to it? And maybe look deep into it. As he looked on, he was surprised to see that the bush, though on fire, was not being consumed. So Moses decided, I must go over and look at this remarkable sight and see why the bush is not burned. Wonderful images here for us. The call of Moses, when the Lord saw him coming over to look at it more closely, God called out to him from the bush, Moses, Moses. And he answered, Here I am. And God said, Come no nearer. Remove the sandals from your feet. For the place where you stand is holy ground. I love to do this reading, and maybe I've shared it with you before because it asked me to take off my sandals right now. Up at the mountain we do that as we come to the house. When we take time there and at the chapel we kick off our sandals, our boots, or our sneakers. And you could say, well, it helps Father Louis because it keeps the place clean. But it's this deeper significance that is ours in the world. It's the deep, already cry of Christ who's center of everything. Everything is holy. Stand there. It is naked to you. It reveals. Stand here. Be simple. Be holy. Be naked. Let it reveal itself. Stand barefoot on the earth. Stand barefoot before anything that might be speaking to you. Come no nearer. Remove the sandals from your feet, for you are on holy ground. I, the God of your father, he continued, the God of Abraham, and we would say Sarah, the God of Isaac and Rebekah, the God of Jacob. Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look at God. So something's breaking in on him now. We'd say it's a little bush off to the side. So what is it on the side of our life, beside the path where we're working now, walking with our family, tending things that our mother-in-law, our father-in-law, our daughters, our sons, our friends would say, pay attention, do this. You know, when we were little kids, you might remember this, and I love to recall this too. See, we go back, when we do things like this, we go back to our earliest days. You know, we have to say, okay, what did I learn way back then? And one of the first things you and I were taught was stop. Remember that grammar school? Stop, look, and listen. It's when we were crossing busy roads like this where they really invited us to be very attentive to what was coming our way, to alert our senses, as St. Bonaventure would have us do, to become very aware that through our senses, inner and outer senses, we're going to perceive this God if we would stop as we are this afternoon. If we would start to look in a new way. We would allow ourselves to listen even more deeply as sisters and brothers to one another and family. So we gather to do that in this image. And Moses, you know, is really taken back by this. And the dialogue goes on, and it's really quite beautiful. And he goes on about what's been happening here. And God says he's witnessed the affliction of these people. And then Moses really catches on the fact that he's got something to do. And he says, but Moses said to God, who am I that I should be here hearing you? And later on, excuse me, I want to jump down here. Moses says to God, when I go to the Israelites to say to them, the God of your fathers has sent me to you. So God said, now, you know, that's what's happening to us already right now. We're being missioned. You know, so there's a moment here, even though we've drawn aside, that we're going to go back. Students tell me, we say, we go to the mountain to go back to the valley. We went to Bonas, we graduated, and we're out into the world, even whether it's just 5 months ago or 40 years ago or 45 years ago. So this rhythm in our lives, so we've drawn aside, and Moses is asking the eternal question, something happened to me, I kicked off my sandals, I met God, what do I do about it? Something deep has moved in my life. It has opened my hearts to see differently. What do I tell other people I saw? And then God simply says, the God of your fathers sent you. If they ask me, what is his name? What am I to tell him? And God replied, I am who I am. And he added, this is what you shall tell them. I am, sent me to you. We're an ancient missionary religion that are called to take good news to others. And that is that God abides in our world. That God abides in our world. That God lives here. That the I am is present to us as God always will be and will never ever leave us alone. It's a journey of mission. It's a journey of mercy. It's our God who is compassionate for us. And we for the world when we gather like this. It's a deep movement going on in our lives just by assembling like this. But we could say, because some of our religion has taught us, well, it's lofty. I've got to get up there, get the idea, and get to it. And rather, it's really this reading and the others that say, no, get down to it, get into your world, sit in the place you're in, stop for a while, look with your heart, listen to those who are around you. We've been brought into a circle of love today. And those who came as guests of others, I think, are already experiencing how warm this circle is. It's warm not just because it's affectionate, but it's warm because there's deep love here. I would say we're back here for the old-time religion. We're here for old-time religion today. And some of us, I think, if you conjure that up, can get scared, because old-time religion was what religion is sometimes. And I love to play with the word religion, too, because religio means, well, it can mean or feel like, but what it really means is gathered in, drawn in, bound together in love. Religio, drawn together. But at times it can feel tied up, caught, stifled, with a rope around you rather than arms around you. Chains around you rather than one holding. And the deep sense of religion is being gathered in, drawn in. We would say, if we renew our baptisms today, renewed in the life of Christ who died and rose for us. So it's not an easy, facile thing. But it's older than some of the old-time religion, which at times has put a burden on our shoulders and had us feel tied up and caught. And I think we come to times like this and say, no, there's something deeper, older, richer. Big word, monotheistic. There's this one God speaking to our hearts today and to the world. One God speaking to the whole world. So there are a lot of different traditions. Yes, there are. But I'm more and more convinced there is one God speaking in all traditions. It's the God on the path, the God on all of our paths, the God on all paths, who talks from burning bushes in different places and say, hey, Moses, hey, Katie, hey, Brian, hey, Greg, hey, Lynn, hey, Kathy, hey, Peggy. Take a moment. Kick off your sandals. Be at peace. Listen and observe.